Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 136 and today we're starting things off in the brand new Nether Hub that we built in the previous episode of Hermitcraft. Now I have to say, I'm really pleased with this place. I haven't actually opened it up just yet, but no, I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks fantastic. The roof has come together really nicely. I love the way that the base is looking in the center, and this little chap right here, who unfortunately lost his friend due to a ghast, still looks pretty cool. This is still all looking pretty good. But there is one thing that I have realized, and I don't know how I didn't realize this, but look. We've got a big gaping hole in it. I've got some serious blind spots when it comes to builds. I swear I just seem to miss obvious issues with them. Oh, this is really difficult actually. I have no clue how I'm going to make this look good at all. Absolutely no idea. It's just a weird shape. Nope. That's awful as well. Maybe I could just build up prismarine. Yeah, maybe I could just create some form of prismarine structure here that kind of comes down from the ceiling, and then this is just a straight hard side. That is much better. So we've got some bits and pieces going on up at the top there. We also have this edge here. It's looking considerably better than it was before. So let's quickly build it on the other side. And now this Nether Hub is actually fully finished. We've cleared out all of the chests that were in here. We've actually fixed up that wall, and I've gotten rid of all of the blocks out here. So now we can go in and out of the nether room just fine, and it looks awesome. When you come in through this nether portal and see that massive area out there, yeah, I have to say it does look pretty impressive. Anyway, we're now going to move on to another project. So, I was talking in a recent episode of Hermitcraft about how I wanted to make a fully automatic tree farm. Now, I was originally planning on doing this with wither cages, but I do believe that wither cages are actually going to be broken, or at least the current design for wither cages could be broken in the upcoming update in Minecraft, and I really don't want to build a wither cage that breaks. I can't think of anything worse than a wither just taking off and flying around and destroying the place. So I've been trying to think of ideas, and I've been trying to think of concepts, and obviously we recently built this cobblestone farm here, and I quite like the idea of building a TNT powered wood farm. Now, I have to say, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this over the past couple of days, and I'm still not 100% certain how I'd do it, so I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, towards the end of today's Hermitcraft episode, I can kind of have a think and try my best to come up with a working design. Try my best to come up with a working design that combines this little area here with this TNT exploding system. It's going to be really tricky. Anyway, that's a project for later on. The first thing that I want to do today is I actually want to go out and get my parrots, okay? My parrots are stranded somewhere in some form of jungle, and someone suggested that if I put Frostwalker 2 on a pair of boots, then the parrots will be able to come with me, because apparently parrots are very scared of water and they won't travel across water areas. So that means that I need a set of these things so that it creates an area of land around me, so then I can walk with my parrots. I have no clue if this is actually going to work, and this is going to be a very long 8,000 block journey of walking with Frostwalker, but I hope it does the trick. So if my screenshots are correct, my parrots are located at 3,000 by 7,500, almost 8,000. So we've got a decent way to go. I've travelled around about halfway of the journey so far. And then, as I say, it's going to be a long ocean walk back to get them all the way back to the base. They should be around here somewhere. Oh, there they are. There they are. We found them. So this guy's not mine. But these two are. Is this guy mine as well? I can't tell which ones are mine or not. Right, this one's definitely mine because he's on my head. And this one's mine. I'm assuming that one isn't. Yeah. Okay, so I now have both of my parrots armed and ready. I guess this begins the long journey of walking like this. Do they follow me? I mean, I think we could be okay. This is going to be such a ridiculously long journey. I kind of worked out a technique for getting them into the water. So what I do is I wait for them to land on my shoulders. So I've now got one. There's the second one. And then what I can do is I can run across the lake without them coming off my shoulders. So I'm not waiting around for them to fly after me. They're just coming straight with me. So we have got 8,500 blocks to go. My base, in fact, more than that, because my base is at, I think, 100 by minus 1,500. I might as well, because I'm out here, there's an ocelot down here. I want to try and get his head. Yes! We did it! Oh, that is brilliant. I've been trying to get that every single time we have done a headhunting episode, and I've never got one, and I've killed probably about 50 ocelots, and it's not meant to be a particularly low chance of them dropping a head, so that's why it was so strange that I wasn't getting one, but we did it. We've actually got one. That is fantastic. Oh, I also got a new parrot as well. He's hopefully going to come with us. What? My parrots are gone. How long have they been gone for? This is not good. Did they drop into the ocean or something? I don't understand how they possibly could have disappeared. I've checked every single time. I've checked. I keep checking if they're on my shoulders, and then suddenly they're not. I have absolutely no idea where they could be. I mean, seriously. They could be anywhere. Yes! Oh, I found them! I was getting really scared then. I looked around for about half an hour just looking through the ocean and just all over the place. But they're here. Alright, okay. Never leave my side again, guys. This is serious business here. They just don't want to cross over this river. I think I've discovered something odd about the parrots, and that is the fact that they don't seem to be able to teleport to me when I'm in snow. So that means that if I run off in the snow like this, they don't actually end up getting to me, and I imagine that's because snow's not really a spawnable block. Okay, that's definitely something to keep in mind. So if I clear out a space here, yeah, there we go. That's definitely it. I can see sea lanterns! There are sea lanterns there. The parrots have made it home, finally. Oh, this is amazing. Now, I didn't really know where to put them, but this seemed like a pretty good option to me. Just on the entrance down is the storage system sitting in front of our world map that we have right here, which actually, now that I'm looking at it, is missing quite a big bit of detail. Oh, I just remembered we got the ocelot head as well, so let's just take a look. So we need to reload. There we go. That's a little bit more like it. So this was last updated before we even had the tree farm. It is really difficult. I can't actually update the map. I can't put it back in the item frame. Anyway, the maps are all updated now and they're all looking good. So now I just want to ask you, what should these things be called? Let me know down in the comment section what names I should give to both of my parrots. I'll be reading through. I can't wait to see what your responses are. Anyway, next up, we have got a lot of cleaning up to do from the previous episode, and also I think today is the day that the gigantic Dumbo goes from the center of my base. As you can probably tell, this is going to be a bit of a do-it-all episode where we just take on a whole ton of different projects. Yep, there's also a different type of cleaning up that I have to do, which is very much Guardian related. Holy mackerel, this is actually quite dangerous. Oh dear. Now I thought the dismantlement of Dumbo would make the perfect third-person time-lapse, and while we watch this, I just thought I'd let you know that my second mini-documentary that I've ever worked on is coming together. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing a mini-documentary, at least I filmed a mini-documentary, I think around about a week and a half ago, with someone called Elizabeth McNeil, who is a ceramicist and also a writer, and it went incredibly well on the shooting days, and I've been working on editing it together, and hopefully it should be coming out relatively soon. It's something that I'm incredibly excited about, because this was like the first proper filming project that I've done. The one with David, which went really well and I really enjoyed, and I'm really happy with the end product. But the one with David, that's someone that I knew personally, and you know, he just had cool projects lying around. I wanted to do a video on him. But Elizabeth, we'd never met before. Me and Vicky had never met her before, so we travelled up to London and we filmed this mini documentary. She runs a business, so it's a video for a business. It's an important thing that I really wanted to get right, and it's something that I've been incredibly excited for. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you will have been seeing images coming from it. And as I say, I'm super chuffed with the current product that we have, the current draft that we have, and I'm going to be working on it over the next couple of days to hopefully get it done. But you know, I'm a massive perfectionist, so who knows, it might come out in a couple months. But as I say, just look forward to it. It will be releasing on the filming channel. This place has now returned back to its former glory, and as per usual with this sort of thing, as soon as I've removed a massive prank from the internal area of my base, I'm sat here thinking it would be really cool to build some form of monument here at some point, but I still have absolutely no idea what. But also, if we pop down to the bottom, this area has also been fully cleared out as well. So all of the minecart rails are gone. We've removed all of the minecart rails from in here. This thing is now back. We've got a fence post there. I've replaced all of the buttons. Everything is back to normal and all looking good. Okay, now we need to fix up the farms because, I mean, they always seem to be breaking. My whole base seems to just need constant maintenance. Like, for example, this thing. I think when I unload the chunks with this water setup, this gets out of sync the fastest out of anything that I can possibly think of. It just breaks instantly, but I think that should be the last dispenser apart from that one, and then that will be this place all fully cleared up. Now we need to fix up these farms, which actually haven't been working since I made a change to the hopper timers. So I changed up the hopper timers to involve an observer, but I did it really stupidly. I didn't really think it through. So the observer doesn't actually power the hoppers, which means the hopper timers don't work, which means my sugarcane farms haven't been working for probably around about 30 episodes. So you need to get some redstone blocks and also some observers and then link all of these up. Which is now done. After quite a few headaches, we have got this entire area sorted out. So the sugarcane farms are working, the mob farm is now fully resynced, including all of the platforms, and also I've done a little bit of work on the furnace array, and I think that should be all of the farms done. Okay, one other farming module to go. For some reason, my pumpkin and melon farm has stopped working. And I cannot work out why that would be. What happens if I just remove the item? Oh! Right, it looks like that's the case, so clearly I just have to update a few of these farms. All the farms in my base are now fully operational. I fixed up all of them, but I've just come over to the wheat farm that we have here that's villager powered. And as you can see, it's not actually connected into the storage system. I thought I had done that ages ago, but no, apparently not. So let's hook up a dropper system, send the items down into here, and then get it hooked into the actual storage system itself. And I guess the first thing that I've got to do is I've got to clear out the storage system from all of these junk items that seem to be there are so many. We have got chests upon chests upon chests of junk. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All of those items should now be flooding into the storage system, and hopefully the storage system will be processing them. So I can chuck all of this in. We've got seeds, we've got all of the wheat, and that should be slotting into the freshly cleared out chests that I've created in the underside of the storage. I had not thought that through particularly, because it doesn't look like they're moving very much, does it? I suppose they're just going as fast as they possibly can. And now that I've waited for that backlog of items to clear out, I've set up a little automatic dropper system, and those items are now making their way out of there. But I clearly have to be quite careful, because occasionally things can fall onto the slab. So I guess I'll have to do something like that. Hopefully that stops that from happening. It doesn't. Okay, we'll have to place in something like this. That should do the trick. Nice. Let's check the storage. We should see that all of the wheat will be in this chest and all of the seeds will be in this chest. Here we go. That's looking good. And that is looking good as well. I totally was not expecting that to work first time. Okay, brilliant. That's actually done. We fixed the problem that I didn't even realise that I had. Now that my base is back in full working order, it's all cleaned up, it's all looking lovely. We've gotten rid of all of the minecart rails, we've gotten rid of all of the junk that was around the place, and we've fixed up everything. It's time to get back to the original project that I mentioned at the start of today's Hermitcraft episode, which is the TNT powered tree farm. Now, this is kind of like a bit of it's kind of like a concept, really. It's something that I'm not 100% certain I'm going to be able to get working, but what I thought I'd do is just pop into my Redstone testing world and to just see if I can combine this little setup here with the explosions and things with my standard tree farm, so then we can try and build it for ourselves on the Hermitcraft server. It's going to involve some slight funny business, I guess you could say. Right, so here we have the tree farm itself. If we hold down the right click button, then that is going to plant in the trees. And these trees can be up to 5 blocks tall. So if I just keep going, you can see that we are getting a nice line of wood coming out here. And this set is 5 blocks tall right here. So that's a bit of a problem because our gap is 4 blocks tall, which means that we're actually going to have to push this top layer off and then kind of create a new strand of wood, which is then going to be pushed downwards, and then that's going to allow us to have a bunch of 4 high wooden areas. Does that make sense? I don't know if that made sense. Here's the idea, let's hope it works. So this piston here will push all of the extra blocks down to this point. They will then be pushed across, and then in theory those pistons will extend, but I think that happened a little bit too quickly. So let's grab ourselves a repeater there, and then I guess we can just run this out like this. That'll be redstone, and then that'll be redstone, and let's try that again. So if we take out all of these blocks, and then these have been pushed down, there we go. It has been integrated in with the line, and this line is now 4 blocks, whereas that one is 5. Brilliant. This is starting to look really, really cool. I've moved this area in a little bit closer, and I'm liking the way this is starting out. Everything appears to be working quite smoothly. This is working very fast, though. So let's see if that's made a mess. It doesn't appear to have... What on earth is going on there? That's very strange. What's happened there? How has that happened? Okay, I've fixed up the timings a little bit better now, and it seems to be working really nicely. Yeah, so it's pushing across the 4 high log. There it is. Ah, well that probably isn't the best start to the TNT. The TNT that I wanted to do. What on earth is that thing? Is that just redstone flying there? That's... Ooh. There's a chance that when I did the copying of this, I probably forgot something quite essential by the look of things. Yeah, that feels like that might be the case. Yeah, it is, because that means that the TNT will only blow up after 2 pushes of this wooden row, which means I've added in this little circuit right here. So if we place in some wood here, that was one of the times where it gets pushed across. And then if we place it in again, that was one of the times where we get TNT, and then we wait, and then we push it across just as it explodes. And then if we do it again, this time it just gets pushed across, but we get no TNT. And then this time, we'll get TNT and no pushing across until later on. Now we just need to do the timings. No way, I think we might have actually just done it. These timings here, if we place in this, so we have got 4 bits of diorite, and then 2 behind it. I mean, if we take a look here, we should get all of it. Okay, hang on, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to clear out all of these holes here, and then we can grab ourselves some new hoppers, which will be able to tell us the exact maths here, because I want to make sure that we're not losing any blocks. So, we have got 6 total bits of diorite. Now, if we place in this block, it gets pushed across eventually after the TNT comes down, and we have lost 5 of them if we started off with 6. And if we take a look in these hoppers, we have got 2, 2 and 3. We got 1 left, which means that we got all the diorite, which means that this is perfectly timed. Oh my word, we've done it. So I've logged in with my second account, and now we're going to test this out with the actual saplings themselves. Now, as far as I can tell from just my very brief test, it works, but there's one slight flaw which I hadn't thought of, which is the fact that when we have, so you know the squashing down circuitry? That doesn't actually take into account, which is actually just broken it, that doesn't take into account the push across. So this has now just locked up. Oh, we were so close. It works in theory. It's just this little thing needs a tiny bit more work. The tiniest bit more work. And then we'll be all okay. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go away. I'm going to try my best to work this thing out. I'm going to try my best to get this all up and running. And I'm going to do that between this Hermitcraft episode and the next. I'll give you an update at the start of the next Hermitcraft episode, because this is one of those fiddly things that, I mean, I kind of know where to begin, but also I can't think of how I'm going to execute it just yet. So anyway, it's promising, and it definitely looks like it's going to function. There's just a little switch around that needs to happen in terms of this squashing down circuitry. I just can't seem to work it out in my head. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. If you have, please hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.